Okay, everybody, it is I, Cinephile, Mike, your friendly neighborhood cinephile here, and it is day 53 of Award Season Reviews, Season 2. It is Razzie's week, and today I'm in my red. How fitting, because we are looking at Altitude Film Distribution's Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey. Now, this is the film that takes our beloved childhood characters and twists them in horrific ways. In what was meant to be a one night US release that ended up getting expanded to a limited run thanks to internet hype, this film, written and directed by Rhys Frake-Waterfield, made $4,941,200 worldwide, with $1,750,639 domestically here and $3,190,561 internationally. Now, Razzie wise, because this is Razzie week. And I will say now, no way is this film up for any Oscars at all, or any other awards show worth its weight in golden honey. It is tied with yesterday's The Exorcist Believer in second place with 5 nominations. In fact, it is nominated for the same 5 awards as The Exorcist Believer. It is nominated for both Worst Picture and Worst Prequel, Remake, Ripoff, or Sequel. Frake-Waterfield has 2 additional nominations for himself for Worst Director and Worst Screenplay, and finally, Worst Screen Couple for Craig David Dowsett and Chris Cordell in their roles of Pooh and Piglet, respectively. The plot? Well, the first part I think we all know very well. Christopher Robin spent his childhood years in the Hundred Acre Woods with Pooh, Piglet, Owl, Rabbit, and Eeyore. Those are the only 5 we're referred to. And these were his friends and playmates. We knew, and especially if you know the book or if you know the Disney film, Christopher Robin does go off to school, but eventually comes back to his friends. But here, not so much. We learn that Christopher Robin has left to go off to college and started his life and hasn't been around in a few years. But the caveat is that while he was with them, he fed them, gave them food, and humanized them and made them realize they kind of lost their animal instincts, and now, without the help of the human, they resort back. And it is survival of the fittest. First up, bye bye, Eeyore. And we learn over the course of these 5 years from when they last saw Christopher, all that remain left in the Hundred Acre Woods are Pooh and Piglet, who have not just given back to their animal instincts, but learned how to wield heavy weapons, drive cars, and use various types of factory machinery, because there's factories in the Hundred Acre Woods. Busy 5 years. Now, upon his return, Christopher and his fiance go to the Hundred Acre Woods because Christopher wants his fiance to meet his friends. But she is strangled to death by Piglet in front of Christopher Robin, and then he is taken prisoner in said treehouse of yesteryear fun. And in case you're wondering, wait, Cinephile Mike, this is a lot of details. What happened to spoiler free? I'm just summarizing the first 5 to 8 minutes. A lot of information thrown right there. And we will jump forward a little bit later and learn that a group of female university students that, as far as we can tell, have no connection to Christopher, who's being held captive, or anyone else that we've seen, rent a cabin in the Hundred Acre Woods, and Pooh and Piglet, not trusting or liking humans very much, and just seeing them as a means to survive, will hunt them down, and I will stop there, because why continue? This is so asinine. This film is exactly what happens when a beloved text becomes public domain and people can do whatever they want with it with no repercussions. I have a truly strong feeling that A. Milne and the man behind the mouse are probably rolling over in their graves. Now, I don't know if Frake-Waterfield intentionally wanted this film to be so bad that the viewer would think it's funny. I mean, he did in an interview say he wants people to just turn their brains off and go in. That doesn't help it here. This goal was not accomplished with me. I don't even see like cult status for a film like this. This was an 80-minute slasher flick that felt like it was 2 hours and never ending. Basically, this film was just supposed to make us believe that Pooh and Piglet, now dressed in full attire and looking like the killers from The Strangers or a Purge film, Big guys in the woods with masks are just so disgusted with humanity that they kill for pleasure. I mean, some of the deaths that happen in this film are so ridiculous. I couldn't even laugh at how bad they were. I just had to roll my eyes and say, how much longer? I mean, there's a death scene in a pool. Mini spoiler, like, yes, let's stand there and watch the killer come at us with a weapon and not move. No fight or flight instinct there. I honestly don't know what else to say about this. The Razzie nominations that this film has garnered are completely warranted. I mean, some of the deaths are interesting, but they're ripped off from horror films we've seen. The effects are not that great. The acting is not very good. The script is awful. There's no character development. I really don't see much going on here. Here's what I offer kudos to the film for. I mean, based on the internet fervor, maybe people wanted to hate watch this. I mean, it did get expanded from a 1 day to a limited theatrical release. This $100,000 budgeted film made almost 5 million. So it's no surprise, as sad as it may be, that, this film company has already announced that they are having other horror movies coming out with Bambi and Peter Pan and Pinocchio, and that all of them with, any survivors from Blood and Honey will be in a crossover universe. I won't be going to see it again. But as always, everyone has their own opinions. I'm sure it's no surprise that when I say Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey from me, like yesterday's Exorcist, gets 1 star. Would have been the first film I would have given a 0 to if I believed in giving zeros. But again, you know what? I'll even warrant it that one for kudos for you for getting people to go see this film. Now, if you would like to see your childhood characters turned into savage murderers, you can catch this film streaming exclusively on Peacock. All right, so there's 2 more films to go in Razzie's week, and then we will be getting back to the other award season fare. But for these last 2 in this set, I'm going to dedicate to the man who sadly had 3 of the 4 films that he was in 2023 make the Razzies list. I'm sorry, Jason Statham. We're going to talk about 2 of those 3. Thank you, as always, everyone, for joining me. If you like what you heard here, please subscribe, spread the word, follow the channel. Follow me on all social media platforms to see all the other cinematic goodness. Pretty soon, I'm going to be doing mini videos where I offer my predictions on who's going to take home the gold on Oscar night. See everyone tomorrow as we finish and start wrapping up Razzie's week and move through. Until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.